We last left off with the ascension of King Nowzar, where things quickly get off to a bad start. Nowzar's greed and injustice caused the people of Iran to lose faith in him. Desperate for a better ruler, they turned to Sam, the beloved champion of Iran and Nowzar's most trusted advisor, asking him to take the throne instead. But Sam, ever the dutiful and pious servant of the crown, refuses. Rather than seek power for himself, he chooses to guide Nowzar, urging him to make amends and restore trust with his people. And for a short time, this works, but unfortunately, the peace does not last long. Shortly after, Iran's enemies in the kingdom of Turan hear about the turmoil. If you recall from one of our early episodes in Season 1, Turan lies to the north and east of Iran. On a modern map, it would stretch across regions that include parts of Afghanistan, the Caucasus, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan. This land was originally granted by King Feridun to his son Tur many generations ago. But Tur became consumed by jealousy and murdered his younger brother Iraj, the namesake of the Kingdom of Iran. That fratricide sparked the ancient rivalry between Iran and Turan that has shaped their history ever since. Eventually, Tur himself was killed by King Nowzar, the most recent king of Iran and a descendant of the righteous Feridun. Since that day, the people of Turan have carried a deep desire for revenge against Iran for the death of their founding king. Meanwhile, Tur's bloodline continued through the generations, eventually leading to Turan's current ruler, King Pashang. And this context matters, because it sets the stage for the events that are about to unfold. So in short, Nowzar killed Tur, the founder of Turan. Now Nowzar is dead, and his son Nowzar sits on the throne of Iran. And the descendants of Tur are preparing to take their revenge. King Pashang hears that Iran is vulnerable under the weak and greedy King Nowzar, and begins to contemplate an invasion. He reflects on his own bloodline, including his father, Zod Sham, and how long they have waited for such an opportunity. Pashang calls in the nobles, generals, and troops to discuss their options. We learn many of their names here as well, but the most important one to note is that of King Pashang's son, Prince Afrasiyab. Afrasiyab enters the deliberation chamber with force, fervor, and ferocity. Afrasiyab is strong, skilled, combative, strategic, and intensely focused on Iran's destruction. King Pashang rouses the generals with a lofty speech, declaring that the time has come to take decisive action against Iran while it is vulnerable. He asks the room to weigh in. But before anyone else can speak, Prince Afrasiyab launches into his own speech. Fighting with lions is what I do. I can take on King Nowzar myself. If my grandfather King Zod Sham had acted years ago, we would be ruling Iran by now. I will take up the mantle and bring our kingdom to greatness. My sword is ready to carry out our vengeance. The time for war has come, father. And King Pashang beams with pride at his son's zeal for battle, and appoints him general of the Turanian army to lead an invasion of Iran. Already it's clear to everyone that Afrasiyab is destined to succeed Pashang as eventual king of Turan, so much so that all of the nobles close rank immediately behind the prince. They open the royal treasury to fund new weapons and armor for the troops, sparing no expense to ensure victory. But before King Pashang gives the order to march on Iran's capital of Amol, he is cautioned by one of his other sons that although Nowzar is dead, Iran is not without strength. Sam, the champion, is still a fierce general, as are Qaren and Garshasp, who led Iran to victory against Salmantur all those years ago. They can help King Nowzar defend Iran, and Prince Afrasiyab should be mindful of this threat. But Pashang is not worried. He knows that his son has what it takes to win this war. Som may be a strong warrior, but it was Manocher who had the real power to protect Iran. Without him, Iran is a worthless sitting duck, and the young, naive King Nowzar is doomed. Pashang gives the order, and Afrasiyab leads the charge, armed and ready for battle. The Turanian king tells his prince to treat the Iranians as ruthlessly and mercilessly as they treated his ancestors. And Afrasiyab declares, "The blood of the Iranians will run like streams across their land before my revenge is done." With that, Afrasiyab leads the Turanian army west toward the Iranian border. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it or leave a review. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more Shahnameh quests.